Coverage for Bellator 291 rolls on here on the Mic podcast, and it has been forever since I spoke to this man. I don't even know if he remembers speaking to me in the past, but he's got a huge fight at Bellator 291. He'll take on Pedro Carvalho. He is the number 5 ranked contender in Bellator. Jeremy Kennedy, sir, how are you?
I'm good, man. I remember the name, but I don't remember the face. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? I was thinking about that. I think it's because I only in the past year and a half, I started doing video. So I think we've only done over the phone. Yeah, so okay. I'll let it slide. Not that I wanted you to see this ugly mug, but
yeah, there we go.
But man, when we talked a while back, a few years ago, things were kind of just roller coastering for you, and now, I mean, you're climbing the mountaintop. No longer a roller coaster. Having that number 5 ranked to your name, I know you want higher. And this fight against Pedro Carvalho is going to allow that opportunity if things go according to plan for you. But first and foremost, how are you feeling about where you are at in your career currently?
Man, I'm very happy with it. Honestly, it's kind of where it's all led to. I'm hitting that peak, like you said, we're climbing. I was bouncing around. COVID has happened. A lot of different things. And then I was always wanted to be with Bellator because I love their featherweight division, and they started the Grand Prix, and I was like, damn, I got to get in on that. I got to try. And then it went just a little too long, and I signed right when that was underway. So there was lots of names, and there's lots of guys in the division that I was hungry to test myself against. And now we've spent almost close to 3 years now, coming up on 3 years, climbing. Fighting these ranked guys, and keep chipping away and climbing up these ranks. And we're almost there, man. We got another one. This is gonna put us even higher, and then it looks like there's nothing else above me other than the title.
Yeah, that very exciting time in the life and career of Jeremy Kennedy. Now, obviously, the Aaron Pico fight went the way it went, and obviously you would like to have a different finish to that. But now knowing hey, this isn't like other organizations where this highly touted guy, shit happens basically.
Yeah.
On to the next one for me. What kind of confidence does that show you from Bellator that they're like, all right, well, we're going to wait. We're going to run it back. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. They're like, no. Yeah. All right, Jeremy, you got next. You got the number 3 guy. What does that show you?
Yeah, I think that they value and they know where I belong in this division, right from the beginning. They gave me Borix, who was 1, Sanchez was 4, Pico was 4. These are all guys, staple names in Bellator, and high billings on the cards. I think I've been on the main card every single fight outside of my debut, couple co-main events. So it's it's nice to have value and know that I'm right where I need to be and I belong, and I've proven that time and time again that I'm in the top. I'm something to worry about in this division, and my ranking slowly climbing has showed that, and I think after this next one, we're right at the top. We're number 1 contender, man.
Yeah, and you're gonna go into enemy territory doing it. I know that's something you're no stranger to. And listen, as you know, I don't take sides, but here's what I've been saying on every interview I've done for this event. The Bellator Dublin events are my absolute favorite, even though I don't look it completely. I am Irish, and to hear that Dublin crowd going crazy, it's just one of those. It's for me, it's my Super Bowl that happens twice a year through Bellator. Going there, the fans are crazy. Everyone's drunk by 7 a.m. I don't even know how that's possible, but we're kind of all the logistics aside. This is because fighting every next event, every numbered event is another big event for every promotion, no matter where you are. I don't have to tell you that. You've been around the world. But, for me, the stakes, for you in this fight against Pedro Carvalho in enemy territory with the crowd that it is, I see you're wearing an NBA hat, the Grizzlies hat. This isn't game 3 of the NBA season. This is like NBA Finals game 5 when you're fighting there. So no strangers to going into enemy territory. But what do you expect out of this atmosphere, this crowd, and this stage and this event on February 25th?
I can't wait, man. It's something I've heard constantly, like, you're not the first, about this doubling crowd, and even on their shows. And I'm a big fan of Bellator regardless. So I'm watching, and the last event, and I remember thinking, I was like, I got to get out there and fight. That would be unreal. I think it was Leary coming up to Zombie, and the whole crowd's going crazy, even though the music's stopped and they're still going. And I'm like, man, I got to experience that. At one point I got to, and Bellator goes there enough. I was like, the time will come. And here it is, and it's not just any old fight. It's a big high stakes fight, high billing on the card. Like, man, it just gives me goosebumps thinking about it now already. And so I can't wait to feed off that energy. The hometown thing, the boos, the cheers is not, that's never affected me, fighting all over every corner of the world against hometown guys. So yeah, I'm just excited in general to experience it and tick it off the list, and then Japan's the only other one, and Bellator again's got a great relationship there too. So I'm in the right place to, get these bucket lists.
No, man, I'm excited for you just as a person and as a fighter. And you're absolutely right. I think it was when Peter Queally fought for the title a year and a half ago or whenever that was, you couldn't hear Michael C. Williams. And I was like, and I still have the video on my phone.
Still going.
Yeah. The crowd was just kind of overlapping. It was just great. And I'm excited to see you on a stage of that magnitude. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, you're still at Extreme Couture, but with Coach Eric Nixick, the team that you have down there, high pressure and high stakes is nothing new. You've traveled the world. You've been in enemy territories. You've said it in other interviews. You've said it here. You're home with Bellator. You're where you belong. What has your team, Coach Nixick, any of your coaches, any of your teammates, what have they either said or done with you during this camp to lead you up to say, this is what we've envisioned. This is what you've worked your ass off for. Here we are. Let's go get the job done.
Yeah, it's just kind of been a whole. I've had the same team, the same circle since I've been out here, and we're coming on, I think, 11 fights now together, and it's just this isn't the last. The next one's going to be even bigger, like I was saying. So it's not like it's a huge opportunity, but we belong to be here. Like, we're the A side to me. Yeah, I'm going into fighting a higher ranked guy, red corner, blue corner, whatever, his hometown, but I'm the guy to beat for him. Like, this is my show. And that's just what we've been instilled all camp, is like, we belong to be here. Like, we're coming to take it, and we're taking this title shot, we're taking this ranking, we're taking, the 2 paychecks, we're coming over, we're flying across the world, and we're going to take it. We're burning the boats. So I'm just fired up, man. I can't wait. I'm excited to have my whole team with me, and we've prepared. The work's done. It's just focusing on my weight and just little final touches and staying sharp and keeping my recovery on point and staying healthy. And that's it. Like, we're ready to go. I could fight tomorrow, man. I mean, I'd have to make the weight, but after that, then I could. But,
I've never competed professionally or on an amateur level, but you make me want to fight right now. Thankfully, I live around not too far away. There's a senior citizen home, so I might have a fair advantage there. But
a few of them up.
Yeah, man. I don't have to tell you or your team, but for those listening, I mean, if you tell me Jeremy Kennedy has a 3-fight win streak on February 26th, and those names include Emmanuel Sanchez, Aaron Pico, and Pedro Carvalho, I mean, there's without a doubt you should be next in line to fight for the title. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna ask you about Pedro here in a second, but I just want to know your message to Patricio Pitbull, to the division, and to anybody who will watch you in this fight about what's next after Bellator 291.
Just wait till the 25th, man. You guys are gonna see. I'm making a statement that I'm the top dog. It's not Pitbull, it's me. And he's been overlooking me too. A lot of these guys have been overlooking me. And even before my Pico fight, Pitbull's talking about fighting Pico, and he still had to fight me. And that rubbed me the wrong way back then too. I left it alone, but because I knew it wasn't my time. And he had his own hands full with AJ, and then the Ryzen thing came. So he's been busy and he's doing his thing. But to be overlooking me when I had a fight with Pico, and he's already talking about fighting Pico next. And, you know, like, he's got a rude awakening coming. I hope he's tuning in on the 25th and he watches, you know, what happens to Pedro and then what's going to happen to him.
I'm super excited. Nobody can sell this fight better than you can right now. But Pedro Carvalho is no slouch. What are you expecting from him coming into this fight?
Man, that's the thing. He's a dog, you know, and I expect him to come out and no quit in him. You know, he's shown every fight that he's not really necessarily like, I don't even want to know how to say it. Like, not a front runner. He doesn't come out and he's not in control. You know, he's always a later fight rallying guy, winning these rounds back, winning the third rounds, stealing these fights, stealing the rounds right at the very end of the round, you know, securing it, finishing strong, got a good gas tank, you know, but I just don't think with the stylistically, I'm not going to give him an inch, you know, and that's up to me. I think skill for skill, I beat him everywhere. And it's on me to make sure he doesn't find ways to win. And that's it. And I just think I dominate from bell to bell, feet to floor, that I'm not going to give him an inch. And it's just going to be one-way traffic is what I got to go out there and do.
Well, Bellator 291 takes place on February 25th. You can watch the main card on Showtime, prelims on YouTube. Jeremy, it's been far too long since we've spoken. Hopefully it's not that long again since we speak again. I'm super excited for you as a person and as a fighter, someone you've always been very kind anytime we've talked, and I appreciate you making the time for me today. Best of luck over in Ireland, man. And again, hope to have you on after the fight, and really excited to see what 2023 has in store for you.